Welcome back, everybody, to the Nosebleed Sports Podcast. Once again, I'm Chris Witt. As always, across from me, Mr. Adam Schmidt. Adam, almost a Gaddam Schmidt today.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, how are you?
It's with a capital G.
Gaddam.
Gaddam Schmidt.
Gaddam Schmidt.
Capital G, lowercase a, capital D,
I like
lowercase
that.
a-m.
That sounds good. I'm down with that.
But I'm doing very well. How are
good.
you?
If I was any better, I'd be you.
Oh.
Any better, I'd be you. So we got a lot of stuff going on today. Actually, we don't have a lot of stuff. There's not a ton of things going on. The Super Bowl is coming. We're getting into the thick of things in the NBA. There's some fun hot stove baseball out there. A lot if you're a Reds fan. A little if you're an MLB fan in general, because everything's waiting on this Bryce Harper and Manny Machado deal. But we've got some things we're going to get out there for you today on those fronts. And as always, you can catch us on all the fine platforms every Wednesday night live, 10:30-ish. A little late today. 10:30-ish on Facebook Live. You catch us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Apple Podcast, YouTube, CastBox. Listen, share it, like it, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. And, what do you think?
Even negative feedback. If you have negative feedback, give it to us.
I actually would prefer negative feedback.
Well, because we want to get better.
Well, I want to get better, and I like to laugh at things. So
yeah,
you're not going to hurt my feelings.
We are both very self-deprecating people, so we'll take any criticism.
Anything you say, I guarantee we've already talked about it. So you don't have to worry about that. All right, so let's go ahead and kick it off, man. Let's get started. We're gonna start off with the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So the Patriots and the Rams kicking it off 6:30, I believe, Sunday. What's your first take on what's going to happen in this game?
It's hard for me to not feel like it's going to be, Patriots magic like it has been so many times. It seems like, okay, when is it finally going to be where and he's lost in the Super Bowl before, but when is Brady finally going to break down and not be this guy that always has something up his sleeve, that always finds a way to win big games, and when is Bill Belichick ever going to get outcoached? It's just their organization. It's one of you either love it or you hate it, and I know that's cliche, but it really is the truth. I feel like. I mean, I'm really one of the few people I feel like is kind of in the middle. Like I don't have a problem with the Patriots,
right?
But I'm not in love with them. I appreciate and really have a lot of respect for the kind of their success over so many years now, especially with those two.
You have to, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, these. How a team can be the best. I mean, this is the greatest dynasty NFL's ever had, and longest lasting at least. That maybe not consecutive by season, 3 straight wins or anything like that in the Super Bowl, but just length of dynasty. This is the best there's ever been. Mm-hmm. Somehow Tom Brady is still able to get this team. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are still able to make this team believe that they're in the underdog effect. Like they're the underdog. They're out here. We're still here. Chance. By the way, Tom Brady. Did you hear the pep rally before they left for Atlanta?
I don't think I did.
Tom Brady grabs the mic and he says, "Let's just let them all know we're still here. And he starts chanting, "We're still here." Worst ever chant I've ever seen in my life. There's guys behind him smiling, like chuckling with their Snapchat going on. Oh my God, it was hilarious.
Look, he's a dorky dad. He's in his 40s, man.
Dude, he is too. He is definitely a dorky dad, but good for him. He's able to get these people to truly believe. Stupid phone. To truly believe that they are underdogs still, and good for them. They're definitely not the underdog in this, right?
I don't know. Are they? I haven't looked at the line or anything, actually. I don't know, but I wouldn't think so. The Rams, honestly, top to bottom, probably a better team, but
The Rams are getting 2.5 by my standards right now. Not by my standards, but by what I'm looking at here.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, but still, I just don't. I can't imagine the way that they can feel like they're actually the underdog. There's no way they actually feel that way.
I imagine a lot of the Rams have never been to the Super Bowl. A lot of their players, I mean. Certainly Brady and Belichick are the most experienced in the playoffs and Super Bowl
no doubt.
of anybody.
These two are crazy. I mean, so this is something I saw earlier today, and I kind of like the question. Who do you give most of the credit to? Is it Belichick or Brady?
I was actually thinking about that yesterday.
So Mike Vick, Drew Brees, Tom Brady all came out of the same draft. You think that you're telling me that if Drew Brees was on this team, it wouldn't be the same dynasty?
See, I do think that it would be. Drew Brees specifically.
I agree, especially Drew Brees, but a guy like Brees or even a Mike Vick, I don't know, maybe, but still, I feel
he's probably the most talented of the three for sure.
I feel like Belichick is the one. Now, don't get me wrong, Brady is magical, and I'm not taking anything away from that dude because he is proven to be, the best quarterback of all time. And you can say whatever you want. He's put up the big numbers. He's put up little numbers with terrible receivers, big numbers with big receivers. He's done everything there is. Won 5 Super Bowls. When a man can walk up to you and flash his palm, and he's got rings on all 4 fingers and a thumb, that's as legit as it gets right there, brother. And he touches the ball every single time on offense.
Yep. I 100% agree with you. Brady is. I don't know if I feel like I would actually want to sit down and go through the numbers of all the great quarterbacks of all time before I really say for sure.
Come on, man. It's hot take. It's hot take media, dude. Don't study. You just say what you want to say.
I know. I have trouble with that though, but I'm a planner. But anyway, I'm 100% in agreement with you though. I do agree that I think it's a little bit more Belichick. But it's really the duo. It's really the two of them together making up the success. But look, because I consider it, close to the same thing as the Spurs.
Sure.
Popovich,
yeah, I'm with you on
and
that.
their front office have been in place for 20 years, and they've been really good for 20 years. They had Tim Duncan most of that time. But they cycled through several players, and even there were times where Duncan missed time, Ginobili missed time, Parker missed time.
You still got to put a team around it. Look at LeBron; he's the greatest player of all time. He's been to however many. You like I threw that in there?
I do. I don't think I didn't catch it.
I can see it in your eyes. You about wore me out right there. But LeBron is the greatest player of his era, and he. Has had bad teams around him. He can only get you so far. You still have to have the team and a coach and people in place to take you the rest of the way. So, chicken before the egg before the chicken.
Okay.
I don't know how that works.
No, I'm with you.
You ever
I think
smelled a rotten egg?
Yes.
So. Have you ever? Oh man, I should have saved this somehow for swipe left, swipe right. But just a real quick, crazy question.
Throw it
I just
out there.
Randomly thought about this. So, have you ever farted and had it smell so bad that you puked?
No. Swipe left. I've never done that.
It's happened to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like recently?
Oh no. It's been quite a while ago. But I was actually driving in a car. Yeah, and letting them go. It was real funny how smelly they were that day.
You do a lot of stuff in your car.
I was in the back seat. No, it was in the back seat. It wasn't my car.
Oh.
It was my sister-in-law's car. And, totally let one go that was a little too raunchy, even for me. Yacked it up all outside.
It made you throw up.
Yacked it up all outside the car.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there were other people in the car with you.
Yeah.
And they did not get sick.
No, just me. You know how my weak stomach is, man. I got a little baby girl stomach.
But that's odd though, because usually you are the most used to your own. What's the word I'm thinking of? You're immune to your own most of the time, more than other people.
You would be most of the time, but sometimes, brother, not even you are immune to stenches of my wrecked them.
You get a special one in there sometimes.
I get some special ones every now and then.
All right. Can't say I've
Hey,
ever
I just thought about
experienced
that. I don't know why. The rotten eggs or something. Just all of a sudden, I was like, oh man, one time I farted and I made myself puke.
Somewhere, Bobby Edwards is rolling his eyes and saying, "Not another."
No,
Poop story.
yes, not another poop story. All right, so anyway, back to the Super Bowl. So then what do the Rams need to do? I think if any team is set up to beat New England, I think this Rams team, even with Goff, and as bad as Goff is, if you look at the numbers, as bad as he's looked, he's really made a few really nice throws since they've been in the playoffs. But it's the defense. You gotta everybody. It's always. You got to have pressure in Tom Brady's face. That's always a big thing. Nobody slides in the pocket better, but when you can't come up in the pocket and you have to get out of the pocket, that's where Tom Brady is not very good at. And they have the best defensive tackle in all of football, and that's the guy. I mean, to me, Aaron Donald is the difference maker in this. If the Patriots can find a way to get quick outside, screen passes or dump passes off to James White. James White, I saw somewhere he averages more yards per catch than like Antonio Brown and Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, you name a somebody that you would think would be high on that list. Julio Jones, and he averages more yards after the catch, and he catches the ball on average 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Wow.
Yeah, how about
That's
that?
an impressive stat.
You like that? I'm Mr. Stat Guy today.
I
I feel like Adam Schmidt.
I didn't know that one.
So anyway, that's what they're going to have to do, though. So it's going to be a chess match because it's going to be, can Donald get to him? And if he does start getting to him, can Brady get to that check down receiver, that quick outside throws? Because he's not going to be able to throw that over the middle Tony Romo calling the play all day long to Julian Edelman down in the seam. So it's going to have to be something outside. And if they can contain that on the outside, I really do think the Rams could do something. You get Gurley and the bowling ball and knives, C.J. Anderson running down. They could. I think that's the other thing too. Got to keep Brady off the field.
Yeah,
and they have the running back to do it.
Time of possession will be a big deal. Yep.
It's going to be. I think that this team is set up to do it. Would I ever pick a team over New England? No, there's no chance. I'm not saying I love New England. Nor do I think New England is like some great. They mean nothing to me. Mm-hmm. The Patriots do, except for it's fun to see a dynasty. I do like that, but there's no way I'd pick against them.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I think we think exactly the same on everything in this regard.
There you go.
For the Super Bowl.
So here you go. Hot take, Chris. Ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
This is my hot take of the day. I believe Rob Gronkowski had 3 touchdowns this year.
Okay.
He's going to have 3 touchdowns in this game.
Wow.
How about them apples?
I mean, people are talking about him possibly retiring after this game.
Yeah. Well, he ain't retiring. Brady said there's a 0 chance of him retiring. As long as Brady's coming back, Gronk's going to come back. I'll tell you that. Gronk will retire when Brady retires.
Gronk has had a lot more issues with injuries, though.
Sure, but look at him this year. Not a lot of receptions. They, kept him inside. A lot of blocking. People talking about how unbelievable of a blocker he has become. Not become, but just is because he's done it more this year. And that keeps him from getting those big hits. I'm sure it still sucks trying to block, a defensive end. Yeah. But at the same time,
good luck with Donald and Sue and those guys.
At the same time, 2 really good defensive tackles. So he probably isn't going to have to block them. But
probably not.
I was trying to mess with you, but you don't really care.
Oh.
So anyway, yeah. But I think that if they continue to limit his reps and just use him in, crunch time opportunities, like he had a few really big catches in that in the AFC Championship game. So I think that's how it goes. I think that's how they're going to use him.
Yeah. Yep.
4 catches, 3 touchdowns.
Ooh, wow. Big red zone. Big red zone guy. Okay.
I don't think I'm going out on a limb on that. Do you?
3 touchdowns sounds like a lot to me.
No way, dude. This is going to be this game will be in the 40s.
I could go along with that.
I hope it's in the 40s. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think because I'm not as big a football fan as some of the other sports, I'd be good with a shootout.
Yeah.
You know, I like defense in other leagues. Football though, I mean, I appreciate good defense there too, but it's fun to watch some.
So here you are. So
offenses.
you are the not fair weather fan, but the occasional baseball fan who would much rather see home runs and runs being scored. But
No.
you're doing it for football. I'm saying
Oh,
you're
yes,
doing
yes,
it
yes.
at football.
Right,
like
right,
you're the I could watch football. Are they going to score? Because that's the only thing I really care about.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, not completely. I mean, I appreciate a good defense. And look, if it's a low-scoring game, it's not going to be as exciting, but I will appreciate that too. If it's truly a good defensive game and not just like poor offensive play. But it's probably a little more fun. It would be fun to see Tom Brady throw 4 touchdowns and if Gronk's getting 3 of them, he might throw more than 4 because he spreads it around.
He does spread it around. I heard he spreads it around pretty well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard that.
good sandwich maker.
I heard he's not much on the mayo, but a little mustard on the sandwich. Pretty sure he doesn't eat bread. I feel like Tom
Probably
Brady
not.
probably eats like the copper wire out of like speaker wire and just random goofy things because he feels like it will make him invincible.
Yeah, I'm sure it does because
Doesn't he have like his own underwear or something? Or no, it's not. It's pajamas. He's got his own pajamas that are supposed to like make you heal overnight.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm
I
dead
didn't-
serious. I swear to God. If
I
you're
didn't know
listening to
that.
this right now, please look up and send us the link for Tom Brady pajamas.
Copper tone pajama or no? What's the
TB12,
one
man. It's all part of the TB12 deal, man.
Yeah?
the
Okay.
TB12. It's got the food. It's got the
Oh, man.
the PJs. It's got the whole deal. I'm gonna look up TB12.
Okay, all right. I was thinking it was something like the one that Copper Fit.
Copper Fit, yeah.
that,
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre,
Yeah.
and I think Jerry Rice does some of them with them. But
They're about the
I
same
don't know.
age as Tom Brady.
yeah, yep. Tom's up there. He did say again, like you said, he said he zero chance he retires. and
Zero
he's-
chance.
He's stuck on that 45 number.
Yeah.
He wants to play until he's 45 years old. I'm
TB12
impressed.
pajamas. Just letting you know, this is a real thing. Under Armour TB12 sleepwear. Wake up refreshed.
Under
That's all I got to say. Look it up. Look it up. Sleep better, recover faster. Shop Under Armour TB12 today. Send me your check, please.
Are they like compression pajamas?
I don't know. I didn't look at them.
Or are they? Oh.
I'm just reading the Google, man. Google tells me Google's
Well, at
like.
the-
So let me
At
ask
the
you.
top it says all. Next to that
Yeah.
it says images. Click that.
Nah, they're like these. They're like these weird jogger things that these guys wear nowadays.
Okay.
Apparently, the cool
With the
thing to
cuffs at
do.
the bottom.
The cool thing to do is to suffocate your ankles now. For years and years, I got as far away from tight-fitting clothes as I possibly can, and now I can't find a pair of loose-fitting anything when I go to the store. I'm gonna tell this is the truth. I can't stand the fact that I can't buy a pair of sweatpants without having them suck my ankles dry. I feel like they're eating my ankles. And now Tom Brady's making me even more mad, especially because his PJ shorts are above his knees. This is ridiculous. Tom, you're 40 years old. Wear clothes like you're a 40-year-old.
That's why. That's why they're above his knees because he's 40.
No, when he was, 15, 16, dude, that's what I have a pair of shorts on right now, and they are like 6 inches below my knees.
You've always worn the big shorts. I used to be the same. I used to wear the bigger clothes too, and I've changed that a little bit as I've gotten older. The form-fitting stuff I feel like looks a little bit better, but
Some of this stuff is the ugliest.
I'm with you though. There's some this whole thing that I feel like James Harden made popular a couple years ago that every high school kid and college kid are
Yanked their
rolling up
pants.
their
Dude,
shorts.
my sister did that. My girlfriends in high school rolled their shorts. Grown men should not be rolling their shorts. If you want to show off your compression shorts, just get a smaller pair of shorts.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why. Like, I feel like I started hearing people say, "Oh, well, it's just more comfortable," and it's when I try to like handle the ball and stuff, it's easier because it doesn't get caught on your shirt. Guess what? I never saw anybody I never saw a basketball get caught on somebody's shorts in a game, like in an actual game.
No.
It was
never
all
happened.
because
Man, I was
because
just
James
watching.
Harden made it popular.
I just watched a. Was it James Harden that
I
did
feel
that?
like it was maybe it was somebody else, but I feel like because he started wearing them in practice, and that same with the reason that everybody wears the hood when they're warming up now. Every warm up coat, every warm
my
up jacket has a
God.
hood on it, and everybody likes to
Xavier
wear it
was out the other
because
day.
Carmelo Anthony wore. There was a video of him playing pickup ball 3 or 4 summers ago, and he was wearing a hood. It was tied tight, and he was playing in the hood. And then Hoodie Mello became popular. Everybody started wearing the hood, and then right after that, James Harden started wearing the tiny shorts just because to be different.
I don't understand
and
it.
now everybody's doing it, so now it's not different.
I don't. It doesn't make any sense. See, now Alex Cole, he's the one who sent out the TB12 Under Armour deal to us. We appreciate that. He's saying Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
Wow,
Jaylen Brown is a young fella.
Oh, he is a young fella, isn't he? Yeah. Well, I don't know if he started it, but he definitely does it.
He
It's another guy
definitely
that does it. There was a guy for Louisville like 3 years ago, and he was like 6'11", 7 foot, tall, skinny dude. Or maybe it was St. John's. It was St. John's. And he rolled his shorts until you almost couldn't see the SJ on the side. He had rolled them so high. Like, he rolled them past the crotch. Maybe not that far, but he rolled them big time. And when you're that tall, I don't need to see all that thigh, dude. We got away from that. We laugh at our elders. We laugh at them for how funny they looked back in the 40s, 50s, 60s with their underwear, tighty-whitey shorts on that they had. And now we have learned you don't need to do that. You can be Drew Lavender and have shants on and still be able to go between your legs and the ball never gets stuck. I mean, you'll be all right.
I don't necessarily love that either, because guys were doing that until recently too. Maybe they still are. They had the three quarter shorts that, especially like practice. Like NBA guys wore in practice. They wore like the 3/4. LeBron did. Everybody did. And it was like, and now it's. I don't know what it is. It's either that or it's either really long or really short.
Right. So big fan of the show, and Kentucky Enforcer basketball player Alex Cole is telling he coaches a. Does he still play for the? No. All right. Well, I apologize. Doesn't play for the Enforcers. Anyway, I apologize for that.
No big deal.
Former ABA Kentucky Enforcer player. It coaches some kids, and he's telling us now on our live Facebook live feed that they banned the rolling of the shorts last year, and by this year the refs have just given up on it.
Really?
That's what he says. Yeah, it's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
Very interesting. I guess it doesn't. I mean, there's no reason to ban it. I don't. There's no reason that. I guess it doesn't hurt anything, but it's just odd. It's really only done, I feel like, because it's popular.
Gotcha.
That's what I think.
Which is maybe why. I mean, that's why everything starts, though, isn't it? Isn't that why all fashion trends start?
Yeah, probably.
Look,
Yeah.
There's nothing comfortable to me about that. I can't.
No,
you can't tell me that rolling your shorts up and showing your thighs off to the world. Nothing like a hairy thigh to just make your day feel better.
Make your day feel better. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why people do it, but I mean, whatever. If you want to wear your shorts real short or real long or whatever, do what you need to do.
All right. So anyway,
but we just transitioned right into the NBA, didn't we?
Beautifully done. So every week on the Nosebleed Sports Podcast, we like to try to do a little thing called the Big Three with the NBA. So the NBA obviously is the main in-season thick of it deal right now. So, that's what we're going to talk about the most today. We've already talked plenty about fashion in the NBA. Mm-hmm. I'll get back to that. So I could go on about this forever. I'm telling you right now. So this week, the big three things are going to start off with
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
The biggest news right now in the league for sure. A couple of days ago, his agent, Rich Paul, who also happens to be LeBron James' agent. he announced Rich Paul went to the team, went to the New Orleans Pelicans, and let them know Anthony Davis will not be signing a contract extension when his contract is up after the 1920 season, the 2019-2020 season next year. And in addition, he would like to be traded.
Yes.
So
he's fined. Anthony Davis is fined $50,000, which everybody's making a big joke like it's no money at all. We even talked about it the other day. You're like, what's the big deal? Who cares? $50,000 to a $25 million a year guy. I don't care. 50 G's is 50 G's. I don't care if I'm a millionaire, billionaire, whatever. I'm not going to be happy about giving somebody $50,000.
I can buy 2 cars with that.
Yeah,
New cars.
Yeah. I mean, he can only buy half of probably a car, but still, that's half a car he doesn't get to have.
We buy different cars, he and I.
There's no doubt about it. So by him coming out and saying all that, apparently it has been, it was negotiated that agents can't come out and say that. However, it's okay for a player to recruit during season and any other time they want to try to recruit players to come to their team, but
it's not okay. It's definitely frowned upon, but
everybody does it.
Everybody does it. It happened already because LeBron made a comment. Although I think he made the comment because he was asked about it. But it's no secret that Anthony Davis would like to play for the Los Angeles Lakers.
So AD leaves. Okay. He's got another year on his contract. Mm-hmm. So New Orleans has got time to figure out what they're going to do with him. One, you can either put him in bubble wrap and not play him at all and just wait till the end of the year and try to do whatever you can. You're not going to be allowed to do that because then the team's going to get fined for not playing and blah, 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 because that's a new rule that was negotiated 2 years ago in the collective bargaining agreement. However, you can make up an injury. Doesn't matter. If he goes to L.A., they're going to have to give some stuff up for him.
Yes, they will. A lot.
They're going to have to give up a lot. You're going to see an Ingram, probably Ingram and a Kuzma and a draft pick or something to that effect. Young guys getting out of there. So, what's your thoughts on what will happen, what will go down with Mr. Anthony Davis, who honestly, to me, he's my MVP. This dude, if he wasn't on New Orleans, even with New Orleans, he's the only thing keeping them afloat, even close. This dude, his offenses or his efficiency rating, the only people in the last, I can't remember what it was, like 30 years that are higher than him in efficiency rating are LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
I can see that.
Look at my stats today, dude. I'm like a stat machine, dude.
Man.
Now I'm saying dude all the time.
Dude.
I feel like I should be saying bruh. That's a new thing now. You got bruh came back. Did you know that?
Don't even get me started.
Or bro. Is it bro? Or maybe bro came back?
It's
but
both.
Bruh.
It's
all,
all
when bro was big?
All variations of that word.
Did you just call me a piece of woman's underwear? That's what I always think when somebody called me a bruh. What up, bruh?
Oh.
Like I'm not a
bruh.
I'm not a bro.
Yeah. I'm just gonna start
Terrible
calling.
joke.
I'm just gonna start saying, "What up, brazier?"
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start using that.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's such a dad thing to say.
That was pretty bad.
Man, our jokes are not hitting today.
Nope.
I hope somebody's laughing out there because God knows I'm not. You
laughing
know
at how bad they are.
You know who would be laughing? My mom. My mom laughs at it. I can
She
not
laughs,
even be joking.
She laughs at everything.
I could not even be joking, and she's laughing. That's why I think I'm so funny.
Your mom and my boss makes me feel that way too. My boss laughs at everything. I feel like I'm the funniest man alive, and I know that I'm nowhere close to that. So anyway, okay. So Anthony Davis. There are a couple things here. February 7th is the NBA trade deadline.
He's not going anywhere before then.
Maybe not, but if. And I think the Lakers are in the best position to make an offer to New Orleans by the trade deadline that might make New Orleans react at the trade deadline.
I like that, and I like that because everybody's talking about Boston. They can't make a trade until July. Something about this Kyrie Irving, Derrick Rose rule or something goofy. I don't know that whole deal, but so they think they can get. A lot of people are saying they can get the most from a team like Boston. However, if a team really wants him right now, then they're going to get even more antsy and maybe possibly give away more than they would normally have given to try to beat that July deadline. So I can see where you're coming from. If there is a chance for him to be traded, I still don't know if it'll be this year.
If I'm New Orleans and the Lakers offer me Ingram, Kuzma, Ball, and 2 first-round picks, how do I say no to that?
Yeah, that's tough to say no
even
to.
Even with all that Boston has, how do I say no to that?
I don't know because and that works both ways because they get rid of that much, and now Klay Thompson becomes a free agent, and you pick up Klay Thompson, and Kawhi Leonard becomes a free agent, and you pick up Kawhi Leonard.
Well,
Could you imagine this team? Why not?
I don't think you
Why
can.
not?
I don't think that there's enough money for that.
Nobody. Well, they just go over the luxury tax. They just pay. It's L.A., dude. They got all the money in the world. They can pay that luxury tax.
Yeah.
You can.
Maybe.
It's a soft cap, man.
I don't think you need all 4 of those for sure.
But why not? You go. Hey, listen. If the Warriors are going to come out here with, because you remember how the Warriors. We were going to save this. I'll save it. So the Warriors can come out here with their big 8 or whatever they got now.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then go after it, dude. Set it up. You could just think about that. Just think about that team.
I mean,
Rondo running the point, which kind of sucks. That's like the downfall, right? That's pretty much.
I still like Rondo a lot, actually.
I feel like
him a lot.
with that, Rajon Rondo will be an all-star. With that, he'll average like 46 assists a game. So Rondo at the point, you got Klay at the 2, you got Kawhi at the 3, LeBron at the 4, and AD at the 5.
That's an okay team.
Wow,
that's all right.
But I told you LA was going all the way this year. It's happening. It's happening.
So all that's going to happen this year?
No. They're not getting Klay and Kawhi till next year. But LeBron and AD, I'm liking this. You've talked me into it. I thought it was going to start everything was going to be next year. You've talked me into the start coming now. We just got to get LeBron back on the court, especially before Tuesday when me and you go to Indianapolis.
I was just going to say. So they play again tomorrow night, which is going to be Thursday night, against the Clippers. They've already said he is not going to play. He is a full participant in practice now
for like a week and a half.
He's about ready. They are not. He's not playing tomorrow night. That's Thursday. Their next game is Saturday night against the Golden State Warriors, the primetime game on ABC. That's going to be the one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be the one.
Yeah.
My fear is either that's the one, and then their next game is in Indianapolis on Tuesday when you and I go. Now there are two off days in between there though, so they play Saturday night and then they'll play Tuesday night. So you have Sunday and Monday off. So maybe he plays and he can get all the treatment he needs.
I need LeBron. The whole reason that I'm going to this game is to see LeBron James. There's no other reason for me to be in Indianapolis.
Yes.
Especially if it's going to be as cold as it is today. I don't think it is, but
it's not. No, next week's going to be better. Yeah.
So anyway, it's like -10 in Indy today.
Yeah, it was. We had a high of like 5, and the wind chill was like -20 or something like that.
I was driving around today, and it was flipping from -2 to 0, like all day long.
Mm-hmm.
-2 to 0, up and down.
That's what they said it was going to do. It was going to be like 0, -1, -2 most of the day. It started. It started this morning at like 3 degrees or something, and then went down as the day went on.
Nothing like the sun coming out and it getting colder.
And it gets colder.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Swipe left, swipe right. You would rather be really, really cold than really, really hot.
No. Swipe left. I'm a hot guy. I've always said this. I've worked outside for years and years, and I've always said I 100% rather it be 100 degrees, 100% humidity, sweating my gonads off. I love it. I'm good with that. I like taking clothes off. I don't like putting clothes on.
You do like taking clothes off, Mr. Speedo.
That's right.
Okay. All right. So you get okay. I'm actually a little bit more. I think I'm more of a cold than hot guy.
Are you?
But when it's this cold, I mean, I
Well,
don't know.
I mean,
Lock me away somewhere.
you can't
where it's
even
not-
breathe in this weather.
Yeah.
Anyway, too cold for school. So that's the super team that's coming on. It's going to be Kyrie. Kyrie! I forgot about Kyrie.
Look, Kyrie.
He's already apologized to LeBron. You know he wants to come back with him.
Look,
it's way easier with LeBron.
So we went over the scenario with the Lakers. Now, if they don't trade Anthony Davis at the deadline, now the team with the most assets to be able to trade to New Orleans is going to be the Celtics, and they can trade after July 1st because, like you said, you cannot have it's a hold
Derrick
on,
Rose rule. You
it's
wrote
a
it down,
Derrick
didn't
Rose
you?
rule, and it's so if you can't have two players on a roster on designated player extensions. So that's the Derrick Rose rule, and Anthony Davis and Kyrie are both on. What is a designated player extension? I don't know, but it's what both of those guys are on, and you can't have more than one on a roster. So
My mind is exploding right now.
Kyrie becomes a free agent at the end of this season, which is why. So then at that point they can sign him
both.
back
but then they can
trade for Anthony Davis.
But
and
they're
that's
not.
Their core.
What's going to happen is they're not going to get him because AD will already be in LA, and Kyrie's going to say, "Sorry, not signing here, brother. I'm going to LA with Clay and Kawhi."
Well, LA is not going to sign Kyrie because they already have their point guard of the future in Rajon Rondo. So anyway,
he's cut. He just got cut. He got cut today, just in case that happens next year.
Kyrie's going to sign with Cleveland, I feel like, next year. Nope, that's not happening.
That's definitely not happening. He's going back to LeBron. He realized how stupid he was when he was younger, called him up, apologized to him for forcing the hand on the trade, realized it's way easier when you play with the greatest human being in the history of basketball.
Or the Knicks trade Porzingis for AD, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving sign with the Knicks after this year, and then the Knicks are the new super team.
Ugh.
I hope not, because I've disliked the Knicks my whole life.
The Knicks were my favorite team only because Patrick Ewing was on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Patrick Ewing went to like the Jazz, I would have been a Jazz fan. It's just like I'm a LA fan now. I'm a Lake fan now because LeBron's there.
You know what's really interesting to me is Patrick Ewing played in an era where there were some like all-time great centers. Hakeem Olajuwon, who I think is the greatest all-around center of all time. David Robinson.
Yeah.
You had Patrick Ewing. You had a couple of Shaq. They played against each other. Like you had all those unbelievable all-time great centers, and Patrick Ewing was your favorite. Why do you feel that way?
I don't feel that way. I mean, I know
You just went by biggest teeth.
I said I want the best flat top of anybody out there. I mean, of big guys at the time. Best flat top. I wanted biggest knee pads.
You
I
got
wanted
that one.
I want and
Hakeem wore some knee pads.
yeah, but they weren't quite Patrick Ewing knee pads. Just all around ugly guy.
Is probably.
I was a big ugly person when I was growing up. I was tall.
No, you weren't.
I was tall. I was ugly, and I just wanted to be. And he was he was the man, and I didn't really like Reggie Miller and the Pacers, so.
And that's the reason I disliked the Knicks so much,
because you loved Reggie Miller.
Because I loved Reggie and I loved Michael, and the biggest issues that those two teams had were with the Knicks, because the Knicks were like the Detroit Piston bad boys of the 90s, or I guess the later 90s,
right?
Mid and later 90s. Anyway,
late
80s.
80s.
I just thought they were dirty, and I hated John Starks and Charles Oakley and Anthony Mason. And
anyway. I liked Oak. I liked Oakley.
Hated Oak.
Not a Starks fan. I was never a John Starks fan.
I don't know how anybody could be a John Starks fan.
I just liked Patrick Ewing.
Yeah. All right. Of all the guys, I mean, I guess
maybe
I didn't like Patrick
Maybe it's
Ewing,
because Xavier beat him, to go to their first ever Sweet 16.
Beat Patrick Ewing
in Georgetown, and yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's
Georgetown was like the best team in the Patrick Ewing era in the country, almost. I mean, they got beat by Michael.
Pete Gillen, baby, in the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tyrone Hill.
And Derek Strong.
Derek Strong.
Okay, so that's interesting. So you were okay with Patrick if they would? I know for sure if Patrick Ewing and the Hoyas would have beaten X that year, you would have hated Patrick Ewing.
I would have hated him.
Same as Greg Oden. Well, same as Mike Conley.
I can't stand Mike Conley. I hope Mike Conley does not get traded and has to stay on Minnesota's terrible team.
Memphis. But yes.
Memphis, Minnesota, whoever, they all suck. Start with an M, you're no good.
Yeah. Speaking of the trade deadline, that's going to be interesting. There's not a whole
There's
lot
not
else.
a lot. Basically,
really with superstars, but
the Memphis Grizzlies have said our entire team is up for sale. You want them? Take them.
So Mike Conley could make somebody else's team interesting, and so could Marcus Gasol.
Mike Conley is as average a player as there is out there.
That's 100% wrong. He's actually no, in my opinion, that's 100% wrong. He is he's as solid a point guard as anybody. He's more of a throwback point guard, but he can score. His scoring is actually underrated, I think. He's not a Russell Westbrook or a Steph Curry. He's not that kind of player, but he's a really good defensive player. He's if he wants, he can average 10 assists, I feel like, a game.
Yeah.
He plays in Memphis, so he doesn't, but he's an all-star caliber player. If you didn't have the three of the four best players in the entire world as point guards in the Western Conference, he would be I still think he could be a reserve on the All-Star team, which we are going to find out actually tomorrow who the reserves are.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So let's move on from AD and go to our number two big three thing, which is Mr. James Harden put himself in a class with only Wilt Chamberlain while Chris Paul was out this month.
We've seen in our lifetimes, when we were very young, Michael go on these scoring streaks that were unbelievable, and then Kobe more recently go on these streaks and average 40 for a month or whatever.
Yeah.
James Harden is on as good or better a streak as any of those, and has just about matched Wilt in some of his great. He averaged 50 one year, I think.
Yeah.
And he and James Harden is like getting into
Isn't
that.
he at like 44 or something like that? Nobody's averaged 44 a game for a month since Wilt.
Correct. Yeah, it was like 1963 or something like that. Wilt averaged, I want to say it was like 45.8 or something. And so the Houston Rockets are done in January. They've played all of their games for the rest of the month because tomorrow's the last day. James Harden averaged, I think it was 43.6 or something like that for the entire month. He has 24 straight games now of 30 or more points. He is on a streak like we haven't seen, really.
We've never seen anything. I've never personally seen anything like this. This guy, what sets this off is there was a point where in a week he had 200 points.
In 4 games.
There were 4 games. Yeah, it was 4 games, 200 points. Not a single point was assisted on. Nobody threw him the ball for him to score.
And here's the thing.
That is amazing. For Klay Thompson to drop 40 or 50 points in a game and only dribble the ball 4 times, and for James Harden to never have any of his points assisted, that's crazy.
Both unbelievable shooters, completely opposite players.
If you don't understand exactly what I'm saying, James Harden scored 200 points and was never the recipient of another person's assist.
Yep.
So nobody passed him the ball, and then he made the shot.
Well,
he had the ball in his hands for a period of time.
That's the thing. He'll catch a pass that he should just be able to knock down.
And he'll dribble and step back.
He'll go back and forth between his legs, and then,
two step backs at some point.
And then 3 side steps, and then another step back, and then let it go with a guy in his face from 30 feet away.
Yeah, you can joke around about his how many times he walks and things like that, but it doesn't really matter when you're making shots the way that he's making shots, contested, not contested, off balance, everything about it is amazing. So, James Harden, I don't know exactly I don't know how that stat sits with me. I'm trying to figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like so Chris Paul has been out for a month, so that's a big reason why no points were assisted, because there's nobody else touching the ball. It's just James Harden. In fact, PJ Tucker last week. Did you see the play PJ Tucker had? Did we talk about this?
I don't think
PJ Tucker. They throw the ball. I can't remember if they were playing, maybe Minnesota Timberwolves, somebody like that. No, it was the Bucks, because I think Giannis was involved. So Giannis drove down the lane, dunked it, and whoever it was grabbed the ball and inbounded it to PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker jumped away from the ball and was like looking at it like, whoa, 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 I can't touch this. And it's because nobody on the Rockets don't think they're allowed to touch the ball. They're not. They're probably not. The beard probably starts talking out of the bottom of James Harden's face and tells people, "Don't touch the ball. It's mine."
It does look like you can't really see any part of his face, even his lips, because it just does look. It really does look just like his beard is talking.
I like beards. I love beards. I love a good thick beard.
Mm-hmm.
I can't grow a good thick beard. I can grow a
like
beard. I mean, it's okay, but it's not a good thick beard. Like, you can get a thick beard. James Harden gets a good thick beard. Do me a favor. If you're growing your beard out, trim your mustache hairs to where they're not looking like a walrus is talking to me, and like you're spitting on your hair because your hair hangs down below your bottom lip from your mustache. Just trim that. Just trim around your mouth so I can see your teeth when you talk to me. I can't stand that.
That reminds me of something that I'm going to it has nothing to do with basketball or anything, but so I went to a comedy show this weekend and last weekend, and the comedian, like the headliner, he has a big, full, thick beard like that, like a big beard.
Sure.
He he talks for a living, so he was talking, and he spit a lot. So I, by the way, was in the very front row.
Nice.
I was touching I was basically sitting on my seat was as close to the stage as this. If I could have turned my body
set
and
your
put
drink on the stage,
and this was the stage, and I could have sat like this.
I love comedy shows. Anyway,
I love comedy shows too. Anyway, so he spit a lot. So I was so up close. I saw a bead of spit stop in his beard, and then I watched it drip down his beard and then drip eventually onto his shirt.
I can see.
It took like a couple minutes.
It was probably the funniest jokes he had of the day, and it was the only time you did not laugh, because I can just see you just hell-bent waiting to see what's going to happen next with the drool coming out of this man's mouth. I'm with you, though.
It was
look, just trim that little area right there, and when you spit, it'll go out of your mouth and not get stuck in your walrus tusk hair stuff.
The one time that I really grew my beard out long, for me, I didn't trim it at all. I did nothing.
Yeah?
I let it
don't
go.
remember that.
Yep. It was I don't know, 2009, 10, something
Wow,
like
long
that,
time
maybe
ago.
11,
Okay.
something, 12 maybe, 13, 14,
That's why
15,
that's
16,
what,
17, 18, 19. I don't remember when it was.
that's
but
why I wouldn't remember it, because I don't remember what happened yesterday.
Neither do I. Oh, actually, I do remember. Yesterday, you don't remember this, but you told me you were going to give me $20,000. So,
Okay. Good thing I don't remember.
you don't remember.
Did
but
I give it to you
so.
yet?
No, you have not given it to
Okay.
me yet.
All right.
But you said like tomorrow on the podcast, at the very end of the podcast, you're going to give me $20,000. So I was like, you don't have to do that, and you were like, no, I insist.
All right.
Anyway,
It's under the mattress.
So James Harden is on this unbelievable tear
With a terrible beard.
with I love his beard.
I love his beard too. Just trim around your mouth, dude. Sorry.
It's been
Back to him.
It's been. I have a much bigger problem with Anthony Davis's eyebrow than I do with James.
I have
Harden's
no problem
beard.
with the eyebrow. What's your deal with the eyebrow?
Why would you? It looks so horrible. Why would you keep it?
Because that's what he's known for. The same reason.
I know, but
the
why?
same reason
You don't-
James Harden keeps a rat nest on his face.
No, they are known for those things. They don't need to be known for those things.
Neither of them do.
Look, Anthony. You know what? Never mind. I'm not even going to say that.
Nobody shaves their eyebrows. People shave their face every day.
No, a ton of people shave the in between their two eyebrows
What?
when it connects.
You're crazy.
Tons of people do. I do all the time.
Are you for real?
Of course. I guarantee you, tons of people. If you are watching this live, let us know if you ever throw a little, just a little razor wide little stroke right down the middle.
That's about a razor.
It's about a
blade,
razor.
isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
about a razor. And I've got pretty big, bushy eyebrows. Sometimes they get big.
You got
And
really long eyelashes too.
I do have that. Yes.
You're really beautiful.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. They're long.
You're blushing. Getting a little warm over there.
They are. They're a little long. But no, I don't understand the eyebrow. But look, it's fine. It's fine. You want to wear your shorts real tiny? You want to have a unibrow? You want to have a big beard? Do whatever you want. Those guys don't need to because they're the best. They're 2 of the 5 best players in the whole world. So you don't need to do anything to gain any kind of attention or to. You just don't need that. So you're just that great.
To add to this, just completely separate, Michael Strahan, the gap, right? You know the gap in his tooth?
Yeah.
You know when Michael Strahan goes out, like if he goes to dinner with his wife or whatever, he has a cap that he puts in there, and it takes away from that gap. But he doesn't wear it whenever he's going to be on TV or anything like that because that's what he's known for.
He's also known for being a great player.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He shows the gap. He obviously doesn't like it because he covers it up when he's out in public. But my man, when he's on TV and everything else, boom, gap out there. Let's see it because everybody knows Michael Strahan's gap. Everybody knows AD's got one eyebrow. It is what it is. Everybody knows. I don't even think that it's really a unibrow. I think he uses a little Just for Men right there in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You think he colors it too?
I mean, no, I don't think that. No, I think that's his natural hair color.
Okay.
Is it blonde?
No, it's black. It's dark.
Dark like
brown,
a dark brown.
black, something like that.
Then he doesn't color it. Like the Walt Frazier Just for Men.
Is it Just for Men? Yeah. Okay. Okay. James Harden is on.
You asked if he colored his unibrow.
Well, if he uses. So I was thinking.
What are you thinking?
Like Just for Men. Is it color or is it like rejuvenation?
Did I say Just for Men?
Yeah.
All right, then I know why. Okay, now
so
I
like,
know.
He
now I know.
like Rogaine.
So what you were doing was making fun of me because I meant to say something like Rogaine
No.
or hair plugs.
I didn't even think about it. I thought Just for Men is just putting hair onto his
I thought when
face.
you were asking me if he colored it, if you were asking me if I thought he colored it, and I'm like, no, of course not. Not realizing you're saying, oh, Just for Men, so you think he colors it? Oh.
No, I was thinking that Just for Men is like a Rogaine product that puts hair onto your head or face or whatever. I was asking separately if you think he colors it. Since he adds hair on, does he color that hair as well?
I don't know. I have no idea. All right, Anthony Davis, I'm done talking about that.
So am I. James Harden is the hottest individual player in the NBA right now, but the hottest team right now is the team that you think of as the hottest team normally, the Golden State Warriors. But it wasn't that way to begin the season. The Golden State Warriors were losing at a higher rate than they have for the last 5 years, but they've won their last 11. They're on a very good roll right now.
So what would you attest that 11 straight victories to? Because I'll tell you what I do. This team, I'm just going to tell you, even though I asked you a question, I'm not going to let you answer it like I usually do. This team was in a lull. This team was being told, you hear talks of this isn't the same team. They're not as good. They're getting tired of winning or whatever. You got KD and Ding Dong Green getting in fights in the middle of games, and Boogie Cousins comes in. Now, all of a sudden, the Warriors have been rejuvenated. This is the scariest thing that could have happened. Like I was all about the Lake Show, and I was like, this is the year. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. LeBron's gonna do it again because of the craziness going on in Oaktown, and now Boogie Cousins comes in and crushes my dreams.
So you mentioned that we talked a little bit about this yesterday, and you mentioned that Boogie Cousins is probably the biggest reason, because it kind of coincides with about when he came back.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm sure that helps because he was, before he got injured, before he tore his Achilles, it was he was one of the best centers, maybe the best center in the NBA.
Yes.
I kind of felt like, I'm sure it didn't hurt, but I think it was maybe a lot of a coincidence that they started playing well at the same time that he came back. And then today, Steve Kerr said, this is a lot of this has to do with Boogie. And not because
I didn't even hear that. That was just me being a genius, right?
Steve Kerr supported your statement, yes, from yesterday. So, and it's not even because Boogie has come back. You mentioned Ding Dong Green. Rum Dum Cousins has come back, and he has it's not like he's set the world on fire and he's not scoring. He's not giving you 30 and 15.
He doesn't need to.
But yeah, right. Steve Kerr was saying it's just about, and I think Steph Curry made a similar comment, that it's about new life kind of being breathed into this team. Like it's a new fresh. It's more of like a fresh feeling.
Something a little different. Something a little different.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's pretty easy to do when you have such a good player. Now, I don't think he's back to his regular Boogie Cousins from the last 5 years or whatever.
Sure.
Yet
he won't be. He'll never get to be that on this team either, because the ball's not going to go through him first and foremost. It's never going to happen. However, you're seeing him shoot a little bit more. Mm-hmm. You're seeing him. He can run up and down the court with them. He is having fun. And when Boogie Cousins is having fun, you're gonna have that's gonna be a damn good basketball player. Because when he's not having fun, it's a pretty crappy place to be. From what I understand, when he's having fun, that whole team's having fun. All of a sudden, this team has turned it around, and they are on fire. Fire.
I don't know that we've ever seen him happy in a situation. He's always played.
He was pretty happy in Kentucky.
Okay, yeah.
His rookie year in the NBA.
He's happy when he wins.
Yeah.
He's unhappy when he loses, and he hasn't been on a winning team since he's been in the NBA. Really,
since he played for Kentucky.
Right. So, I gotta imagine anybody would be happy playing with that Warriors team.
Of course.
You have, 2 Hall of Famers and 4 All-Stars besides yourself,
That's the crazy part. You talk about a super team. I mean, this team, if you would have told me 2 years ago that the Warriors would be Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and Boogie Cousins, I'd been like, good night. You just got another one of the top 5 players in the NBA on your team, and then all of a sudden everybody forgot about DeMarcus Cousins. It was like he got injured, and everybody forgot about him, and he comes in. Oh yeah, that's right. This dude's one of the top 10 talents in the NBA right now.
Yeah, and I mean,
he's playing with 2 of the 2 other top 10 talents in the NBA.
When he actually gets fully healthy and back. And shooting he's shooting the ball. He's shooting more 3-pointers, of course, on this team, and which I think he enjoys, and running up and down the floor. He's doing those things right now, and I think as he keeps playing and getting more, getting back in better shape and making, and feeling more and more comfortable with his Achilles and everything, I think that did my phone die?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Maybe not.
I think that we're good.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's going to get even better for him, and so, without DeMarcus Cousins, I still felt like this team was the favorite to win it for sure. If he plays well and they mesh, they gel well together for the rest of this season, it's going to be. I mean, I don't even see a team giving.
It's impossible with
a series at all.
With DeMarcus Cousins on this team. It's over. This is I for the whole year I have been against it, and I've been saying the Lakers and whatever. I mean, part of that's a joke.
Mostly joke, yeah.
Part of it's a joke, but the point of it was this. They can be beat. There's a team out there. I mean, the Rockets were 30 missed 3-pointers away from, and I say that jokingly. I mean, they were one game away from being in the finals last year. But this Warriors team with Boogie Cousins out there is unstoppable to me.
It is.
Who was there? I mean, before that, Zaza.
Pachulia,
Pelinka or whatever, Pachulia. I mean, that was their big guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You put a big guy with what they have out there now and a big guy that can shoot and is one of the most talented back to the basket players in the NBA. You can't beat this team. They are an all-star team on the court. They're an all-star team on the court.
Yes, they are. And if DeMarcus Cousins didn't get hurt, he wouldn't be on the Warriors right now. He only signed because he signed the 1 year minimum deal or whatever because he wasn't getting any looks from anybody else because he was fresh off an Achilles injury, which is a major injury.
Steph called him up, said, "Look, bro, you want to win a championship? Come on, let's have some fun."
Well, he went to his agent, I think, and said, "How about we call the Warriors up?" And they called them.
That's right.
And they were like, "Oh, I guess we could make that work, couldn't we?" So, even knowing that they were going to be missing him for half the year.
Could you imagine that call? Like, you feel pretty good as Warriors front office, right? Like, I've done pretty good with this team. Like, look at this. I put together a damn good team. And then all of a sudden, DeMarcus Cousins' agent calls and goes, "Hey, nobody's looking at DeMarcus in the free agency. I know you guys can't afford another max deal. How about he's willing to take the veteran minimum?" This is what would happen on the other end. Like, I'd be looking around. Somebody playing a prank on me.
Yeah.
Is this for real? Yes. You put the terms in there and just write veteran minimum under salary. I'll sign that thing right now. Come on. That's crazy. That's what I'm trying. It's just insane. It shouldn't be allowed.
Well,
flipping plans around
when he's back. By the way, I put my pen down so I would stop playing with my cap. But
cap twisters.
Yeah. He's not, because by the end of the year he's going to be healthy. He's going to be back to being an elite player, and he's not going to be able to re-sign with the Warriors unless KD leaves and Clay leaves or something like that. Then maybe they can re-sign him. But that's probably not going to happen. He's going to have his choice wherever he wants to go or whatever after this season. But anyway, right now he is with this Warriors team. They're even better right now because they have this new fresh feeling, and they're engaged. They're focused again because of this.
Yes.
And that's the big thing. That's what's really making them better now, because you started it out that way. They were just they were in a lull. They were like, okay, we can beat anybody anytime we want, and it's boring.
Yeah.
And so they were bored with it, and they were not playing as well as they could because they just weren't engaged. They weren't as focused on the little things you have to be every single night to win every night. Now they are, because they've got this new exciting thing.
Yes, and he's exciting, all right. So there you go. That's the big three in the NBA.
That's three things.
That's three things. Big three in the NBA. It's been a lot of fun doing the big. I kind of like the big three. So if you're listening to this and you're on YouTube or SoundCloud or Castbox or Apple Podcast, iTunes, whatever, shoot a little comment in there. Let me know what you think about the Big Three series on the Nosebleeds, because it's something we like to do. Mm-hmm. And there you go. So let's move on. We're a little over an hour now. We'll just take a couple minutes, but I do want to talk about. We're from Cincinnati. We are based in Cincinnati. We're huge Reds fans. JT Realmuto is fastly becoming the next big free agent signing. He's probably the best offensive catcher in baseball right now. He is a free agent. Bryce Harper and Manny Machado it seems like they're just going to wait till spring training before they sign a deal at this moment in time, which means a ton of other free agents aren't doing anything until those guys sign. So here we are. Real Muto is the one that everybody's talking about, and the Reds are in on this conversation. The Reds have a starting catcher who was a Gold Glover a couple years ago in Tucker Barnhart. Tell me what you think about this Real Muto deal.
It's good. It is going to be a trade, and they're talking about Tucker.
I thought he was a free agent, so my bad.
No. I think he's only under contract for like one more year or something like that. But they're talking about trading Tucker Barnhart, like you said, their catcher right now, and that's the only reason a deal hasn't been done, because suddenly, like yesterday, we found out that the Reds are like closing in on a deal with the Marlins for Real Muto. It's Tucker Barnhart, and that's where they're apart. Is the Marlins are asking for some of their top prospects, some of the Reds' top prospects, and the Reds have several that they
have several that are considered to be going to be stars. Mm-hmm. They have several top 50 prospects.
Yeah, I think there were like 4 of the top 50
yeah.
in Major League Baseball are Reds prospects. So that's where they haven't gotten together yet. Now, we heard, I think it was today, that Jonathan India, who was the Reds' first-round pick last year, 5th overall pick last year, they specifically mentioned him. You know, I guess the Reds don't want to trade Nick Senzel, their number 1 pick.
Their number one prospect. At this moment in time, I don't think you can trade Nick Senzel, because they're trying to put him in the outfield right now and getting him fly balls, because he was an infielder, right? Wasn't he another shortstop? Third baseman. So they're trying to get him some play in center field. And if you're ever going to look, this is going to be the year. If the kid is a star, throw him out there. We don't have a center fielder. This kid needs to be on the Reds roster starting. And depending on how he hits, it could happen. He's going to get a lot of time in the outfield in spring training, and I'm ready to see. That's what they did with Billy Hamilton. Let it happen. We don't have a center fielder on this team right now. We got 5 outfielders, and none of them can play center. Technically,
it's probably going to be Puig to start, but I'm a little different on this. I think I'm completely willing to trade Nick Senzel and a couple other pretty high prospects. I'm not giving you
for
Senzel,
Real Muto.
No, for Corey Kluber.
Sure,
which I was.
That's a different story.
Really,
because that's what we need. We have an offense already. We have one of the top 10 offenses in all of baseball. So yeah, right now we need to stop. We need to stop teams from putting runs on the board.
Right, and the Reds made 3 nice moves so far for pitchers who are better than what they had before. Kind of middle of the road pitchers, in Roark, Wood, and Sonny Gray. So those are nice additions. There's still no number 1 clear-cut number 1 ace. The Indians are shopping Corey Kluber, maybe definitely one of the best 2 or 3 pitchers in the American League. And the Reds have the pieces, I believe, to get Corey Kluber from them. But they're not willing to trade those guys. And I would much rather kind of give up the farm for Kluber, even though you're not – I don't want to give up everybody, because you're probably only going to have Kluber for, until his contract comes up again.
Right.
And then, which I think maybe next year.
Look, they're making it seem, the Reds are making it seem like this is kind of a 1 year get, because they've traded and made moves for a lot of guys who only have a year left on their contract.
Yeah.
Minus actually, signing Sonny Gray to an extension. Everybody else has got a year left on the contract. Yeah. So this is definitely feels like the Reds are it's almost like they're trying to rebuild and be competitive at the same time, because they're trying to keep their core best prospects and still build a team, and yet make minor moves for a little bit better than average players to try to make some kind of push, because they can't have another year with the attendance that they had last year. They're not making any money, and they're going to have to put seats in the butts in the seats,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah, they got to put seats in the butts. And
Can I tell you? Don't try it.
no, don't try anything.
Just leave it at that.
Yeah. Um, speaking of that, I re-upped for my my flex package. I got
Did
the
you?
20. I got the 20 voucher package. Those just came yesterday.
Nice.
I got all excited. I've been excited about the moves that they've made, but I'm not good with this Real Mewtwo trade. If they make it happen, because I'll tell you what, I love Tucker Barnhart, and it's not about, you have to make moves with your head, not your heart. So I totally get that. But he's a little bit better defensively than Real Mewtwo. Real Mewtwo is probably a decent amount better offensively,
Quite a bit.
than Barnhart.
Quite a bit.
But Barnhart is, and I'll tell you what, I thought there was a bigger gap defensively, to be honest with you, until I really sat down and looked at the numbers.
Especially last year, because Tucker Barnhart's defensive numbers went down tremendously last year compared to 2 years ago when he won the Gold Glove.
Well, because he was the best defensive catcher in the National League,
Sure.
by far. So of course they're probably not going to stay. They're going to go down. But yeah, he is still though. Full body of, and they're about the same age, so their careers so far, you can compare pretty closely, and it is what it is. It's Barnhart's a little better defensively, Real Mewtwo's better offensively, but for me, I want to hold on to the guy. I know what I have with Barnhart. He's not miserable offensively, I don't think, especially because you don't have to rely on him. You have, your whole entire infield.
Well, that's my
all-star level offense.
Right. That's my whole thing with the deal is at this point in time, are you willing to are you willing to give up stars, future what are considered to be future stars in this league for an offensive catcher? When was the last time the Reds had a catcher that you were like, that's why I want to go to the game?
Oh,
1983 when Johnny Bench retired.
No, I do all the time. Like, catcher is my favorite position on the field, so
Yeah,
I love Tucker Barnhart, and I loved Ryan Hannigan. And
Well, what I'm saying is, you didn't go to a Reds game to see Ryan Hannigan. You didn't go to a Reds game to see Joe Oliver. You didn't go to a Reds game.
Definitely Joe Oliver.
I mean, you can love those guys. Like, people go to games to see speed and flash and offense and not who can frame the best pitch.
I go to see Corey Kluber. Throw to Tucker Barnhart and get people out. And the Reds can win 3-1 or whatever every game, and I'm totally good with that because those games take 2 hours and a 10-6 game takes 3 hours, and I'm trying to do other stuff and watch baseball at the same time.
Yeah.
So no, but I'm not going to the park to see JT Realmuto either.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This isn't a trade I want to make, and it's not because I don't. If they make it, am I going to be upset? Probably not.
No.
It's not I'm not going to be upset.
No.
But it's not a trade that I'm focusing on right now. I feel like I don't want the Reds to get trade happy and get a little too much into this. But it's not a move that needs to be made. It's not a move that's going to tremendously upgrade your team, like actually having starting pitching upgrades your team tremendously.
Right.
This isn't going to do that. So, like I said, if it happens, am I upset? No. I mean, he's an unbelievable baseball player. So, yes, I will take another offensive player who's a good defensive catcher. I will take that. He's going to play 120 games. Or whatever, 125, 130 maybe.
Like every catcher does.
Like
now.
every catcher.
Yeah.
And put up good numbers. And especially in, like you hear all the time, in the boom box that is Great American Ballpark. So bring it on. I love it if it comes. If it doesn't, I'm probably a little more happy if it doesn't happen because I need the focus right now to be on that big free agent once Machado and Harper sign and go wherever they go. Now it's time to start looking at the big free agent or looking at the big shock trade of a Kluber or somebody like that.
Yep.
That's what I would rather them be focused on right now. If you're going to try to go all in this, not all in, but if you're going to try to make this a year where you make moves and you do something, Darius Rucker said the Reds are going to win the World Series, brother. I mean, how can you say no to a Grammy-winning artist?
Yeah, but he thinks the Dolphins are going to win the Super Bowl every
No,
year,
the
so.
Dolphins make him cry.
I know, because he loves them.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he thinks they're going to win the Super Bowl.
He thinks they're going to win the Super Bowl, and they're terrible, so that makes him cry.
Well, that's probably why
I
I
don't-
cry over the Bengals.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Let him cry. Let her cry.
Let her be.
Yeah. Let's see. What other Darius Rucker, Hootie and the Blowfish?
Hold my hand. You know,
Hey,
hold my hand.
Hold his hand when he's
Yeah,
crying.
yeah,
Hold his
yeah.
hand when he's crying about the Dolphins. Man, really, the jokes are really seriously bad.
Bad today.
Really
we're
bad
not.
today.
Neither of us. I mean, we're passing them back and forth, and
Right.
neither is. We're both
Right.
really struggling.
Exceptionally bad.
Yeah.
Okay, where were we? Yes, that's so bottom line, if you're going to give up those, top 4 prospects, I don't want it to be for another catcher. You're already pretty good there. I want it to be for a Corey Kluber, or hold on to those guys and sign a Dallas Keuchel, or whatever you want to do, but improve your pitching, number 1. Or if you want to try to go get a center fielder, there are a couple guys maybe out there that could probably be decent center fielders.
I don't
maybe
know. There's
that
some
you-
guys.
in
There's
free agency,
a
I
few
mean.
guys out there at this point in time. We have so many outfielders. Use guys that we have here. Make it work. Find out a way to make it work. We have way too many. We have way too many outfielders. Although, honestly, with the Matt Kemp and Yasiel Puig, like I said when they first made the deal, I see Matt Kemp not even on this team in spring training.
Yes.
I said it when they made the move. I see Matt Kemp as great trade bait.
I can give the Cleveland Indians are looking for outfielders, by the way. I can give you Matt Kemp for the next year, and then I can give you Taylor Trammell, who is the Reds' number 2, I think, prospect overall.
Yep.
He's an outfielder. I can give you those 2 guys.
I'll give
and
you Puig in that guy.
I can
Whatever.
give you Kemp and Trammell. I can give you Puig and Trammell, and maybe another one of the top
Shebler.
guys
Who
too.
you want? I'll give you one of any of my top 5 outfielders right now.
And I'll give you Nick Senzel, quite honestly. I'll give you Senzel and Kemp, and maybe a little bit further down guy or something like that, a prospect, or maybe a Shebler or something like that for Corey Kluber. I'd do that in a heartbeat.
At this moment in time, if you're doing that and you're getting rid of Senzel and you're bringing in Kluber, then this is your all-in moment.
And Kluber may not re-sign with you, and I understand that. But now
This
you
is your
have-
all-in moment then.
Sure. But you're not draining if you get rid of Senzel.
No, you're not draining your farm system, but you are giving away your number 1.
Maybe he pans out, maybe he doesn't. Maybe the number 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 or 20 guy ends up being better than Nick Senzel. We don't know because we have not seen any of those guys play Major League Baseball yet for a consistent period of time.
Well, there you go. All right. So that's how you feel. That's how I feel. That's how we feel here on the Nosebleeds. So it's been one of those days. It's been one of those days. Jokes aren't hitting.
I blame the cold. I blame the cold.
the cold. It's cold down here in the basement, in the studio. Sorry, not the basement.
In the Rum Dum studio.
Yeah.
Coming to you
you know
live
what?
from the Rum Dum.
Wow. I think we just found it.
That was suggested by a listener of ours,
Was it?
Steven Shaver. Text me a couple weeks ago
Really? I
after
didn't
you
hear
said
that.
that, and I got the biggest kick out of Rum Dum that I had never heard before, and apparently it's an old time saying that you knew about, I didn't know about.
Heck yeah, man.
And it made me laugh hysterically
Yeah.
for some reason, and especially because you paired it with Ding Dong and Hoo Ha as well.
Hey.
So those 3 guys together. As a matter of fact, quick, really stupid story. So I forget what brand it is, but like on computer monitors and whatever brand makes like computer equipment,
Yeah.
I have a computer monitor at work, and it has like 3 little birds, and they're like little colorful birds.
Yeah, sure.
And they're 3 birds together.
Yeah.
The other day at work, I'm sitting there working, and I glance over at those birds, and I think those names are Ding Dong, Hoo Ha, and Rum Dum. And I laughed so hard by myself. No one else. I had to hide it because no one else said anything. So why is this guy laughing really hard? Anyway,
I wish I was there for that. That would have been good. All right,
anyway.
so I like that. We're live here from the Rum Dum, and I'm digging that. That's for now on. That's going out. All right.
Shout out to Steven Shaver.
Thank you
brother.
so much, brother. All right, broadcast is interrupted, so I believe we've ended on Facebook Live. Hour and 20 minutes, man. That's what we get. That's what we get on 100% Adam's phone. Hour and 20 minutes. So anyway, if you're listening on Facebook Live, you're not listening anymore. But we appreciate you listening and watching. We're here every Wednesday, 10:30-ish, usually pretty close to right at 10:30. You can catch us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Castbox. Listen, hit the subscribe button, the little bell. They'll let you know every time we throw one of these on. Usually we're back up on all your favorite platforms Thursday morning. YouTube's a little later, like Thursday afternoon. But let us know what you think, and we'll try to get back at you.
We will.
All right, man. So anything else you got before we sign off on this lovely day? Swipe left, swipe right.
I have a swipe left, swipe right.
All right, let's
I don't
do
know
it.
if you want to get into it.
I'm
or
in
not.
it. Let's do it, man.
Schools closing for the cold weather.
Oh, I swipe left to that. I think that's ridiculously the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. However, having a child whose face gets chapped to no end, poor kid, and he walks home, I'm like, yep, I'm good with that. Okay. It's all about the buses, man. They can't get the buses started. You ain't getting to school. Although for some reason the buses always started when we were little. So
yeah, I didn't know it was about the buses starting. I just figured it was kids waiting for the bus outside.
That's probably what it is.
I don't know.
Kids were grown men back then. You can wait.
Kids were grown men.
You could wait on a bus back in the day, man. In the cold, you're grown. You're grown. We're grown folk.
We just wore a lot of stuff. We wore coats and hats and scarves and whatever. Gloves.
I never wore a scarf.
No, actually, neither did I.
You will never ever see a picture of me with a scarf on.
No, I
can guarantee that.
I never wore scarves either. But we wore hats, the winter hats and gloves and coats and stuff.
Yeah, ski masks, whatever you needed, dude. Yeah.
I don't know. It's strange to me. I know, I hear constantly all the time people like us, our age and older, say, this is ridiculous. I can't believe they're off school. And I feel that way, but I don't know. It seems so strange to me.
It does.
And even if it's like tomorrow, it's supposed to be, today it was like 4 or 5 degrees. Tomorrow it's supposed to be like 17 or 18 or something. So it's going up, heat wave. But schools are still off tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like there are schools that are
still
off
it's going to
tomorrow.
be, it's because in the morning, it's still going to be low single digits,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6 degrees.
Mm-hmm. I get it, but I mean, man, it's just so strange. And then even if you get a light dusting, and even if it's 35 degrees and you got a light dusting
2-hour delay.
It's a 2-hour delay.
Off the bat. Right off the rip. And they call it, dude, you get that 2-hour delay before the snow even hits.
Yeah.
It'll be like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, day before. It's probably going to snow tomorrow. 2-hour delay. We're doing it. 2-hour delay. 2-hour delay.
Guy walked into a meeting this afternoon at work, and he's like, oh, sorry, I was just got the phone call that school's off tomorrow again. And then this other guy's like, oh, yeah, I'm waiting for the call too. Like, really?
Yep.
Tomorrow? It's not going to rain or snow or anything like that. It's just going to be cold.
Yep.
And everybody's off.
It's a different world, man. It's a bunch of millennials out there making the rules, a bunch of pansies, a bunch of little kids, little children.
Children who are grown men, by the way.
No, these children are grown men.
Man.
We are We were children. When we were children, we were grown men.
Yeah, these children are children.
These children are children.
We were grown men when
we were grown
children.
men when we were children. Get it right. Get it wrong. Get it whatever you want. What else you got? You got another swipe left, swipe right?
No, I think because that was our best joke of the night.
I agree.
I think we end
on that. All right. So for Adam Schmidt, I am Chris Witt. We really appreciate you guys listening, and don't forget to turn your headlights on.